All right, Smoke Dragon, we're back. Thank you to our buddies at Love Excavating. Dave, you're wondering about jigsaw puzzles, and you're wondering what kind of childhood did the creator of said jigsaw puzzles have?
So I remember my grandma, she used to do the jigsaw puzzles, and her dad did the jigsaw puzzles. And then everybody, that's how you learn early, how you got to do the outside first and everything. Wild Bill likes a puzzle.
So does Zoe.
And he says he wants to do a 2,000-piece puzzle, and he really means 10. He doesn't have a whole lot of patience for it, but I found, because he's into the puzzles right now, we've done a couple big puzzles lately. We got another big one we're working on. And I do enjoy it. It's interesting. It keeps my mind occupied. Keeps my hands busy and me out of trouble. But I can't help but think of what in the hell. So we all know about a jigsaw puzzle. We might do it. We might hate them. We might love them. But somebody sat down to a picture. Some great piece of art.
You want to know the history of it?
Do you know it?
John Spilsbury, a London cartographer and engraver, is credited with inventing the jigsaw puzzle around 1760. Here's how he did it, Dave. Spilsbury glued a map to a piece of wood. He cut the map along the borders of the countries. Mm-hmm. He gave the puzzle to children in a local school to help them learn geography. Spilsbury puzzles were originally called dissections because they were seen as a dissection of a map. Mm-hmm. They were expensive and handmade and were only used by the wealthy. Over time, jigsaw puzzles became more popular and were used to teach other subjects such as literature, historical events, and biblical scenes. The name jigsaw puzzle was adopted around 1880. Cardboard jigsaw puzzles became more common in the late 1800s, but wooden puzzles remained popular because they were more profitable. However, the cost of wood puzzles increased due to rising wages, which led to a decline in sales.
So the jigsaw puzzle that it sounds like, the original ones, what we're thinking of, and even when you're a young kid, they have a little handle on them so you can help figure out where it goes. But I don't think that's exactly what I'm talking. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the same thing, but somebody took a picture and said, hey, we ought to split this in 2,000 pieces, all different shapes.
Yeah.
Mixed it up in a box, and then you just put it back together.
That's wild.
And I don't know what would drive, like, now that we know what puzzles are, like we do them, and we know they exist, and it's not a big deal. But I'm saying the first guy to look at a big picture and say, you know, it'd be cool. Let's split this up in 2,000 pieces. Shake it up, mix it up, and then sit down and put it back together again. That shit's wild to me.
Why do they call it
untying my shoes knowing that I got to tie them back?
Jigsaw?
Well, because I imagine they used a jigsaw to cut it out is what I always assumed.
When you made them by wood, probably, yeah. Nowadays, they probably got some kind
of... It's a die press, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed in the 2,000-piece Lego puzzle we're doing now, there's a repetition of puzzle pieces.
So once you crack the code, you can put them together pretty
well. No, actually, the worst part is you see the shape you need in lots of different pieces, but it's not the
Have you seen the ones that there are no photos?
It's just like a cardboard piece?
They're black.
Okay, I can get that.
Like the whole thing is black.
No, I'm not going to lie to you.
Or the whole thing is clear, or the whole thing is white. You want to talk about a real brain buster.
The thing... And to be honest with you, at this point in time in my life, I do find some solace in something to keep my mind occupied, and you're using at least your vision, and you're trying to think about what needs to go where, and search for things and put things together in your head. Oh, this looks like it go over here, yada yada yada. I enjoy it. It keeps my brain busy, and then it passes time. But the sick bastard that first came up with it, just bored out of his gourd, and so I'm going to cut this thing in 2,000 different pieces.
This is cool. You talked about escaping. During the Great Depression, puzzles offered people a quiet, inexpensive escape from the troubled economy. Mm-hmm. In 1932, a new concept emerged, a weekly puzzle. The Jig of the Week was sold at newsstands every Wednesday. In February of 1933, puzzle production reached an all-time high of 10 million puzzles per week. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The history of jigsaw puzzles is a unique and interesting one, to say the least.
It's just things to keep your mind occupied. Anything that can pull all those senses together and make you just pulls you off of everything that you got to worry
Really put your hat on.
about. Oh yeah.
But
Anyway, that's just something I've been thinking about because we've been doing a couple puzzles and recently bought a thing that we can put on the card table, like a puzzle
spin it.
building. Yep. And then, but also stored under the couch when because we had a card table in the middle of the living room for a month and a half trying to find time to put together the first puzzle.
We
The
did a
second puzzle was
puzzle,
bought on accident because Jenna thought it was a set of multicolor Legos.
yeah.
It was a 2,000 piece multicolor Lego picture.
Oh boy.
Real
we did
Jigsaw puzzle. Yeah,
we did
real.
a puzzle when we went to the swamp the last time because it rained,
Yeah.
stormed, and shitty day or evening more or less, and we did a big. It was probably like a 500, or maybe not even that. Maybe it was just like a 200 or 300. But
The dopamine, is that what it is? Dopamine when you,
Happy.
yeah, like to find the piece, even in the beginning, you're trying to build the outside edge, whatever your strategy is for building a puzzle, you build it, and those little things happen. It comes together, and then you got these big chunks waiting to connect to the other big chunks. Like it's a pretty in-depth thing, I think, as far as the gratification that comes from puzzles.
Look.
I've got the
no, turn around and look.
I've got the BB gun.
Bojangles is on the
I see him. He's licking the roller.
Hold on, just chill. Let him go. Go get the BB gun, Casey. I'll shoot him from right here. You can't move, Dave, or he's gonna go.
He went.
It's over there on the couch.
I know. He already
went.
knows.
He'll come back.
Um,
He's used to us. He'll come
and
back.
Dave, you were right. Jigsaws, they were called that because a jigsaw was used to make the cuts and the curves.
And I imagine early on they would have all been unique, but now with die press, again, you will see the same
Repetition.
piece over and over again.
Yeah. The my mother-in-law, a big puzzle person, and
Yeah.
she does those big ones, help pass the time, but that's how
You are, in fact, correct, Dave.
Dopamine.
The best way to build a puzzle is to start by assembling the edge pieces to create a border, then sort the remaining pieces by color and pattern, and then work on smaller sections within the border, focusing on recognizable features within the image.
And that's why, so like the Lego puzzle, it's kind of Legos are all different colors, right? So you start in like the yellows down here and it moves up to reds, purples, blues, and then goes to greens on the other end. So I went through and I Ziploc bagged off all the colors by
Oh, boy.
all the pieces by color profile. And it's done
Really
pretty good.
nerded out on that one, huh? Ziploc bags and everything.
Yeah, by color profile.
Wow.
what if we because there's some people that they'll take to build their photography business or do different things, they'll take pictures and you can send the picture to a company and they'll make a puzzle. We ought to do a Wandering Dutchman puzzle of the original logo.
Let's do it.
Or of the swimsuit calendar we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Going to need a real big piece for my,
Penis.
yeah,
And real little pieces for the old shin.
very little pieces.
No, Dave, that's I didn't know the history of jigsaw puzzles until you brought it up.
Yeah, just something I was, pondering on.
And like you mentioned, Wild Bill likes them. Zoe's a big fan of them. Ryan's gotten into them.
Ellie and Mem all do it.
Yeah.
All my kids like puzzles at a young age, and I really do think it's the dopamine thing, like the completing a task. Because just two pieces going together, when you look at whether it's 200 or 2,000, all you have in front of you is potential, but lots of question.
Yeah.
But two pieces going together.
Put it
Little
together.
dopamine hit.
Love it. Love it.
Hell yeah.